Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another monster analysis video. So we've got Burnex today. This is one of the newest corrupted and mythic monsters. Apparently it is a denier. I'm gonna show you guys in just a second, but let's go on and take a look at the lore. The layers on the planet of Petra are there to keep monsters from escaping from hell out onto the surface. However, Burnex has taken advantage of his size and through a little narrow tunnel made his way out. It emerged right at the center of the Midlands, and now everyone there wishes there had been more layers between them and this bug. It controls and paralyzes its victims by spitting a burning poison on them. Imagine if they add burning poison as like a new type of torture. Just imagine. And like it removes 20% of life every turn. And on top of that, the poison, you know, basically reducing the enemy's power as well. No, that'd be too OP. Kind of. Anyways, Burnex is so small that they only realize it's there in front of them once it has attacked them. Alright, interesting. So take a look at this. Let's take a look at the skills. We've got Blackout, which is a modded fire damage to one enemy, applies total blind to one enemy. So you're basically total blinding the enemy. They can't attack. They won't be able to deal a single damage. Not just that, but also none of their deny skills or anything like that they're applying. It won't land. It'll just miss because of the total blind. You got Paralyzing Sting, which is a heavy fire damage to one enemy, applies Mega Stun to one enemy. So basically the enemy is going to lose 2 turns. It's actually pretty good. But just watch out from monsters that you can't deny. Whether that's immune to control or they have a mega stun, or just basically immune to stun. That's what I meant to say. Like if they have immune to stun, you can't stun them, of course. But anyways, Ground Blackness deals moderate fire damage to all enemies, applies blind to all enemies, requires cooldown. Okay, then you got Paralyzing Spit, which is a moderate fire damage to all enemies, applies stun to all enemies. It's an AoE stun there, and then you also got the AoE blind on top of that. Interesting. So here's the thing, guys. A really good combo would be this monster with Wormhole. Wormhole can just take the first turn with Dispelling Fist or something like that, and basically removing positive status effects and also trade disabling the enemy. So basically helping you out with, you know, just you denying with this monster. So this monster will be able to deny easily like that. And oh my gosh, I just saw the speed, 6,391. I've never seen that before. This is the fastest monster in the game, guys. Burnex is the fastest monster in the game, guys. Wow, we've seen tons of new monsters that like their speed has been pretty darn fast. Like it's insane. We've seen the boys, and then after the boys it was the exclusive Legends Pass monster, and now this monster with the fastest speed. That's crazy. But yeah, you also have a nice amount of power as well, and then life is 89,877, so everything is good there. So it's a pretty good denier here. Once again, run it with a Wormhole with Dispelling Fist, and this monster you can run it maybe with like either Burning Hands. Well, maybe that would be the last option, but Burning Hands is also an option if you want to go with that. But you can maybe run this monster as an attacker, guys. Yes, run it as an attacker. I know it might sound a little silly, but you're not just basically applying blind to all enemies and stuff like that. You're not just stunning them, denying them, you know, stuff like that. But you can run this monster as an attacker if you give like 1 strength, 1 speed, and 1 life or something like that. Because this monster is quite fast. It's literally the fastest monster in the game. Oh my gosh, I just saw the trait. Take a look at the traits. You have Anticipation at rank 0, Immune to Burn at rank 1, and then at rank 3 you have, I'm guessing that's a status caster burn that applies in the beginning of the battle. Let's check this out. Burnex is a fire controller who can apply stun, mega stun, blind, and total blind skills. And as a evolving trait at rank 0 you have Anticipation, rank 1 gains immune to burn, and rank 3 he applies burn to all enemies at start of the battle. So it's a status caster that basically applies burn to all enemies. That's cool and all, but here's the thing, guys. What's it called? The trait wise, right? So you have Anticipation, and then at rank 1 you have immune to burn. So here's the thing, you guys know Spectra, right? Lots of players run Spectra, and they run Spectra with like full, well, they just run it as an attacker with unrolling assault. Now I'd say maybe this monster can stop that. I don't know, this is just a guess. We might see it, we might not, but just take a look at that. You have Anticipation, right? So after Spectra gains an extra turn, you will gain another extra turn because of your Anticipation, and on top of that, Spectra's AoE fire skill, the fire burning, won't land on this monster. So you won't be affected from the fire, but you will take the damage, of course, but you will also get an extra turn with the Anticipation there. And if you're running this monster as an attacker, you can deal quite a lot of damage and probably most likely take down their tank or something like that. Or if Wormhole takes in the first turn and this monster takes in the second turn, their trait will be gone. And also if there's Megaton, Megaton's off too, so you can basically take down Spectra or whatever monster that's in there with you. So if you're running as an attacker, you can. It is a good idea, but if you want to run it as a denier, full speed or something like that, make this monster even faster so that you take in the first turn for sure, then go ahead and do so. You do you, okay? But I'm just saying, running as an attacker will also be a good option. Okay, I've actually tried Flame Aura Attacker. It was sweet. But yeah, anyways, so we've already checked out the what's it called, stats. The stats are amazing, especially the speed, the fastest monster in the game, guys. But yeah, we also saw the trait relics. You have SN and Trap. Ooh, nice, kind of nice. So relic SN. So if this monster dies, you could just come back, give this monster like Flame Aura's SN, or for example, your SN. So when it dies, it comes back. Or you could just go with like Zaryan's Essence to regenerate some stamina, but then Trap as well. So you can give Rodden's Trap, you can give Wormhole's Trap, or there are a couple other traps as well, like Nebulon's Traps and stuff like that if you want to go with those. Books, you have Dragon, Underworld, and Evil Legions. Ooh. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at the basic attacks and then tier 1, 2, and 3, and then finally the ultimate. So you have Hidden Underground, which is a moderate fire damage to one enemy, applies blind to one enemy. This is apparently a spammable skill. 0 cooldown, so you'll be fine against cooldown activation. So if they hit you with cooldown activation, you're completely fine, because as long as you have the 30 stamina, of course. You just need 30 stamina, and you can continue spamming this. It's a 30 damage skill. You also have Hell Creepus, I don't know how to pronounce that. It's a low fire damage to all enemies, applies daze to all enemies, so you're reducing the enemy's accuracy there. And apparently it's a 15 damage with 0 cooldown again, so that's another spammable skill that if you want to run it, you can. And it's a 30 stamina cost. Magma Shadows is a moderate fire damage to one enemy, applies blind and burn to one enemy. That's a 35 damage, 36 stamina cost, and 1 turn cooldown. It is a fire element. Red Stains, which is a low fire damage to all enemies, applies burn to all enemies. So that one is a 1 turn cooldown, 20 damage, and 36 stamina cost. And then we've already seen the Blackout, Paralyzing Sting, Paralyzing Spits, and Ground of Darkness. So let's skip those ones. But yeah, I would recommend choosing these 4 skills that are listed right here. These 4 skills are literally the best that you could go with. But if you want to play around and go with some of the other ones, maybe Hidden Underground, just so that this monster won't be too powerful if you're running it as an attacker. If you end up facing a Megaton monster and you have mainly these other skills that are really powerful, you could just go with something like Hidden Underground, which is going to be a bit weak, but when you use it, the UA will trigger and you'll get an extra turn. It's kind of hard to explain, but if we were in a battle, I would have showed you. But anyways, so then you got the ultimate, Purgatory. It's a heavy, very heavy fire damage to all enemies, applies Mega Stun to all enemies, applies Ignite to all enemies. So you're applying the Torture and also a Mega Stun to all enemies. Nice. It's a 55 damage. Ooh. There's a fire element, of course. So once again, guys, if you want to run it as an attacker, here's a tip that I could give you. Run Unrelenting Assault and run Wormhole on your team. And then you could just run a Megaton on the third one as a third slot. Or you could do it like a supporter like Barada or something. I don't know. But here's the thing, guys. If you're going to be running as an attacker, give this monster Unrelenting Assault. You can go with 1 strength, 1 life, and 1 speed. Or you can go with 2 strength turns, 1 speed. Or you can do... No, not triple strength. That I know this monster is the fastest in the game, but I don't think you should ever go with triple strength unless you know what you're doing, of course. But besides that, here's the thing. If you are going to be running it as a denier, like the way it is supposed to be, you can go ahead and give this monster full speed. Monster will be the fastest monster in the game. You'll be taking the first turn for sure. But yeah, full speed should work out. That's about it. Full speed. That's about it. Okay. And if you're doing full speed and you're not going to be running this monster with Wormhole, then I recommend running Dispelling Fist, because you'll be taking it the first turn and it'll look dumb just to take in the first turn and you have all these other skills. What if the enemy is running Megaton? You know what I mean? So you need Dispelling Fist. But if you do have Wormhole or Jakuna High will also be nice. Because Jakuna High's dodge area and removes positive side effect. So maybe if you're going to be running it with Jakuna High, I recommend nerfing this monster's speed a little bit. So maybe run 1 team speed with 2 speed, or 2 team speeds and 1 speed, you know what I mean? Just so that Jakuna High takes in the first turn and cleanses that Megaton, and then you can deny right after. So I hope you guys got that. But besides that, guys, that's about it. That's really about it. I really like the monster. I hope it's not a pay to win, but I like the monster. Okay, is it going to be meta? It is going to be meta. I wonder if everybody's going to start using it. If I get it to rank 5, I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it even though I don't have Wormhole, but I could just run Spectral with full speed. Spectral full speed, take it the first turn, you have Pierce, and then you just use Falling Fire, Cleanse, Megataunt, and everything else that they have, and then go ahead and run this monster as an attacker. I really like running this as an attacker, guys. Who else is with me? Anyone else? Let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, you can run it 2 ways. But that's going to be pretty much it for today's Monster Legends analysis video. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, drop a like and also subscribe to the channel with notifications on. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.